Hello, my name is Rafael Bonacella, and I am the Artistic Director of Sydney Dance Company. As well as being the home of the professional ensemble, our Wharf Studios on Sydney Harbour have welcomed dancers of all ages and abilities to our public classes for more than 30 years. Last year, we successfully moved our suite of classes online, and you can now dance whenever you like and wherever suits you with our new classes on-demand online platform. This year, we have partnered with Medibank to help Australians find their way of living better. I would like to welcome you to Dance Better, Live Better with Sydney Dance Company, part of Medibank's Live Better at Home program. Sydney Dance Company and Medibank will be bringing Australia a free dance class on Facebook Live each and every month through 2022. I do hope you enjoy dancing in your lunchroom with us at Sydney Dance Company and Medibank. And if you want more, try our new classes on demand.
Welcome to class. I'm Dale, and today we are going to work with Beginner Lyrical. It's a really great class for those who have a little bit of experience, possibly in ballet, in particular as a nice foundation, but not essential. And the focus of our class today is going to be standing to floor transitions and back up again. I'm going to offer alternatives as we go through the second half of the class, but of course we're going to start with a beautiful warm-up together. This warm-up is going to flow, it's just going to go one after the other, and we have a nice order of swaying and movement first to get all the energy vibes going, and then the next track will be our pliés and tendus. We'll move on to our abs and arms, we love those, and a bit of a stretch before a progression and a dance to finish off. So let's get going. So in our first warm-up, there are going to be 4 images for you. I use images because I think it helps the body to understand. It has a reference point. And the 4 images are this. You've got a tennis ball in your hand. You're going to throw the tennis ball over. You're going to bring your arm back. Now, as I'm doing that, I'm transitioning from side to side, from foot to foot, and I get to use the benefit of my abs. I'm going to throw the tennis ball, bring it back, throw the tennis ball, bring it back. All right, have a go of that. Then we put the tennis ball in this hand, and of course, it's just a beautiful, big looping action. That's your first image. The next one is a ribbon, and I like to think of our powerhouse, our core here, and we're going to go extending out, and my arms are the ribbons. Then I'm going to contract, I'm going to fold that arm through, and that's my ribbon. And then I come out and I come through. So I'm really thinking of my arms as ribbons, starting from my core, going all the way up and out so they can float. Our next image is just simply a lunge back. Not so much an image, but a direction there. You're going to lunge back and release and lunge back and release. And you can just see that I'm aiming for a soft arm line, but a lovely long, strong leg. And up. Then I'm going to circle those arms over and swap to the other side. And to finish off, the last series in here, the last image, is actually drawn from contemporary. It's a beautiful, what I call a hang drop. We drop down, we roll back up and swing these arms, and then we look up and we release. Now that's a lot of arm rolling, and every time your arms sweep down, you bend those legs, and you bend them as you come up and you release. If you enjoy the feel of this, you might want to check out some of the contemporary lessons as well, because this is a beautiful kind of 101 action here of contemporary. And you can also match your bends with a beautiful breath out, all right? You got your tennis ball, your ribbons, your lunge back, and your hang drops. And we just flow through in this very first warm-up. Let's get going. I'm going to start just simply by giving me a beautiful big breath in and out. Let's go again, big breath in. We're going to start with that first image of the tennis ball. Ready, here we go. Over and back, over, transferring our weight. You can see my bottom arm is having a little play in there as well. Then I push off my foot for the next 3, just introducing the point. From here, drop the tennis balls. Other side, throw it over, bring it back. Throw and back, throw and back. Now here comes the projected one. Just a little push off your back foot. Take it to the point. Drop the tennis balls. Now we're into the ribbon. Super slow. Contract. Super slow plie. contract, bring the ribbon across. Super slow plie, contract. Now we're gonna go for 8, but faster this time. You ready? 8, 7, and you've just been really soft with the body. Gentle plie, 4, 3. See how I'm drawing my head between my arms? And here comes our lunge back. 4, 3. We're gonna do a big circle of the arms after this next one. Other side. 4, 3, 2. Other side, but this time just for 2. 2 and 1. We change. 2. Singles. Here we go. Circles in between. Single, circle, single, circle. Beautiful. Now we have our hang drop. You ready? Down and circle. Now, if you can remember to bend, that'd be great. 2 more. Otherwise, you might just want to do the arms. All right, grab your tennis ball. Over and over. Now you're familiar with this, you can actually extend further. See if you can just reach a little bit more. Here we go, drop the tennis balls. Other side, reach it over. Remember to breathe. And we're gonna push off the back foot. 3, 2, 1. Drop the tennis balls. Ribbons will go quickly. Contract. Open up between the shoulder blades. Ears between your arms. 4 to go. And 2 more. Nice and soft on those legs. Beautiful. Big breath in. And out. Now we're going to go straight into pliés and tendus. You could take a break now if you want, just to bring yourself back in together. But we'll go straight in if you're ready to go. And we will start with our feet in first position. Drawing up through our center line. Beautiful core. Soft through the chest. You're going to give me 4 demi-pliés. And up. That's it. Really quite gentle after that activity. Now we're going to peel through the feet. Just like that. You don't have to do those arms. Arms always go first if you don't need to do them. Demi-plié. Soft arms. I like to think of them as rippling through water. Then the feet. This is all about how high those heels can come up. And now we go to our tendus. Push forward to your point. Then we can go quick or slow again. You could do 2 slow or 1 of these. Just do the 4 points. Out. And what we're thinking about is lifting up as we warm up the foot. Here comes our retire. Or just do 2 slow ones if you prefer. This is about your balance and your core. Beautiful. Hold this out. We're doing what we call Luigi arms. Famous choreographer there. And at the same time, I'm stretching the underneath of my foot like a big yawn. All right, let's do 4 demi-pliés in second. Hold that core nice and strong. Peeling through our feet again. Remember, drop the arms if you prefer to just focus on the feet. That's it. And again, 4 demi-pliés. Run your fingers through the water. Beautiful lyrical flow. And we go plie, peel through the feet. Now we're going to do our tendus, but this time in parallel. Forward. Do that one slow if you wish. I'm really focusing on the other side of my body, pulling up. And back. Last one on this side. And again, 4 points here. You almost feel like you're pushing a marble along the floor with your toes. Yeah? Take it back. Last one. We're going to do some balance prep now. Watch this. Out, back, balance, down. Out, back, and you don't have to rise, other foot. You could simply go to here, or we can do it with the releve. Because now if you want to try single pirouette. Again. Other side, and you can go straight back to the balance instead of a pirouette. You got options. Beautiful, let's breathe this in. And out. All right, now here's probably a world you know very well. Your abs and your arms. Not so much thinking, not so much choreography. I'm gonna get you to roll down and roll back up. Roll it down, and this time we're going to walk it out with those arms into the dancer's friend, the plank. My personal favorite. Bring it back in. Push the floor away as you punch up through your belly, and we're going down for the last time. We're going to walk it out. We're going to stay down this time, all right? So just be ready for that. Hold it here for a moment. Down onto your knees, gently onto your body. Roll around. Here we go. Single, single, single. 4 more, just like this. Legs up, tabletop. You'll notice I'm breathing actively out the mouth. It's really powerful work there for the abs. Now we do what I call 80s. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. In. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out. In. Now you could actually do the same thing. I'll just show you with the head down. And if you do that, it's quite important that you work with your lower back. Make sure it doesn't pop off. If you want to have your head up, make sure your neck is not stressed. All right, we're getting ready for bicycle. And I'm thinking we could slow that down. Just in case you've got a hard floor, you could go slow and slow and slow. And if you wish, only if you wish, arm, arm, just gives you a little more rotation, all right? Now here it comes, the plank. Holding your plank. Now I'm really tucking my tailbone, pushing out of my elbows, and around about now you should really be feeling these abs. Pop your knees down, roll back, we're passing through the roll back, and now into a push-up position. You can take your fingers in if your shoulders get a bit sore. You can take your elbows out or elbows in. I like these ones. But it's really good to alternate between nice and wide for the deltoids and close for the tricep. You can even go slow or single time like I was just doing. 2 more. And I'm really pulling into my belly button and I'm really getting my tailbone between the legs. Roll it back. And taking a moment to take a little stretch here. And a little stretch here. Speaking of stretch, that's exactly what we're about to go into. Beautiful work. Now, at any time you want to stay longer in a stretch, absolutely do that. Got my right leg in front, but you might want to stack it up. Take your stretch a bit further. You take your stretches wherever you're at. Everyone is completely different when it comes to stretch. Let's go forward. Forehead towards the floor or your shins. Take a moment to slow that breath. Then we'll reach it over towards our right knee. And we'll reach it over to our left knee. Then we'll bring it into the center. We're going to roll it up. We're going to rock back and do a little swap. Same thing, take that leg up if you need to stack it up for more stretch. We're going to take it over to the left knee. And remember, you're even different on different sides, different days, different headspace. Just acknowledge and love wherever you're at with your stretches. Beautiful, into the middle. Let's roll it up. Now I'm just going to push my feet forward to you. You push them to me. And we're going to come forward and just do a gentle rock from side to side. I love this one. It's just what I call a rocking boat. Now, depending on how well you can forward flex, you can now reach for your feet and lengthen through to here. But as a beginner, that's not always the case. You can have your hands on your shins and your chest forward or your fingertips behind. The important bit is a beautiful flat lower back, and then we work with the rest of it, all right? So wherever you're at, you just take a moment. We're gonna bring those legs in. We're gonna do some little side sweeps. Sweep. I love it. This is like drawing on the floor with your toes. That's it. Now this last one comes into triangle sit. We just sit up nice and high. The aim here, 2 sit bones on the ground, and then we rotate. This is a good little squeeze for the organs, so just surrender into that. Release this leg around all the way to the back. And this is called half pigeon. Now you just take this stretch wherever you're at. My hip flexors are tight, so they love doing it like this. You might be really loose and you can go down to the ground. You just take it wherever you're at. Always make sure you're enjoying it too. You're gonna release and bring your body back up, or release the knee like I was. We're going into our quad stretch. You're gonna be a bit careful here that you know what your floor is like and you're not hurting your kneecap, okay? You might want a yoga mat for stretching. We're gonna release. We're gonna swing our legs across, bring it into triangle sit, and do it on the other side. It's really lucky we only have 2 legs, isn't it? Because if we were like an octopus, that's a long time to stretch. All right, we circle that leg out and along. You take your position wherever you are. Beautiful. We'll just let the next piece of music start up again. I had a sneaky feeling the stretch would go over a little bit. It's always nice to indulge in a good stretch. And when you're ready, coming up, reaching behind. Remembering again, if you need something soft under your knee, don't force that. Nothing should be painful. 2 hands, 2 feet, and we're just gonna walk our downward facing dog. I'm really pressing into the base of my hands, lifting high in my abdominals, and I'm just gonna pause. Same thing here. If you're a beginner and stretching is still new to you as well, you don't have to be perfectly flat. But do aim for what the feeling is we're explaining, of the length, yeah? Bend your legs, walk it in, roll it up. We are almost done. I'm gonna take a big group breath in. Are you ready? And out. All right, now's a great time to grab water if you need it. I'm gonna go have a sip as well. And we're gonna get moving into our progression, where we do focus on that floor, standing to floor transition work. All right, let's have a water break. All right, so now we move into a progression. If you're a beginner and you've done some classes before, you'll be familiar with the pattern of how this flows. And if not, what we're really focusing on here is teaching you some repeated choreography in the form of a progression. So learning how to pick up choreography is often the biggest challenge. A lot of people can follow something predictable, but when it becomes unpredictable, that's when you see the skill set challenged. So a progression is great because it'll often repeat itself on the right and then the left for learning purposes, all right? Now, as I mentioned, we're going from standing to floor. I'm going to give you an alternative option if floor is just not in your realm, but let's start with the actual version. And this is us starting on diagonal. I'm going to do our lunge backs. There's going to be 3. We're going to lunge back 1, lift 2. Here's number 3, and I'm going to take number 3 up to my retiro. Check my hands out. That whole time they were in a blade, all right? Now, that's just the way that I tend to move, in particular in contemporary style movement, which we were just doing then. We're still in contemporary mode. We're going to lean forward, circle, but we break the circle to our chest. From here, we're going to repeat the same thing using our, what I call the downstage leg, closest to each other, is going to go back for 3, blade hands, 2, and last one, enjoy a little hamstring stretch while you're here as well. This goes to our retire. If you're doing this for the first time, retire is the pointed foot at the knee. If you're very comfortable, you could challenge yourself to a releve at the same time. We roll forward and lift. No, we don't. We go to our chest, don't we? That's my fault there. Forward and a chest. And you'll see why that's important later. Let's do that again. So there's 4 sets in total at the beginning. 1, 2, here comes the retire 1. 3, lift, sweep, and chest. Last time on this side, 2, and up to our retire here for our sweep and chest. Beautiful. One other note before we move on to the second part is that what I'm really looking for is this lifted chest. So side on, we don't have a curled back, yeah? Your chest is lovely and long for me. And you've got that feeling of the spine shooting out that way and up this way. Abs are on beautifully. Arms are sweeping through. And there's this little chin alignment that you could adhere to if you wanted. I recommend taking a photo of yourself and then, or even videoing yourself as you do this. But take a photo and see if you can get that alignment to match mine. Then this one here, you can break the arm if you want eye line on the screen to see me. You could break the arm lower or keep them even. Lower's kind of handy. But you can see I'm really working balance here. My standing leg, all right? If balance is too much for you, how easy is that? Pop it down on the ground. So you could come from here and take it up. Yeah? Some days balance is just not our thing. And other days, if you've got that, really work for it. And I'm working tight behind my knee, fully pointed foot, long alignment. Once again, take the photo. All right? So you've done your 4 sets of that. Here's our standing to the floor. I'll give you the other options shortly, but let's just try the full version. Tennis ball, do you remember that from our warm-up? Throw the tennis ball as I did a retire, and I swiped the bottom arm across, yeah? That's a lot going on for a beginner, so you just make sure you've got that shape. Anyone who's a bit more experienced, tilt that shape, yeah? Give us a bit more of a yawn on the side of the body. Whenever I say yawn, I just mean opening up, all right? Throw the tennis ball, come down onto that knee. Now, top tip for everyone, if you've not done this floor work before, is that your foot needs to be flat to the floor, okay? Rather than coming down onto your toes, that gives us the opportunity to really make a thud on the floor, which means your kneecap might get a bit sore. Throw that tennis ball, this foot here, top of my foot, it's like a suspension on a bike. I just fold down nicely inside there, yeah? Now, I'm going to keep going so that we can show another option. My fingers are the cue here for a butt roll. Anytime you want to roll, your fingers and your hand placement tell you where you're going to roll to, all right? I'm going to come back in a second, so you just come right back with me now. I'm sitting here. That's your right leg. That's your left leg. You get your hand, and you place your fingers towards your knee. Now, you and I are going to roll away from each other, and I'll meet you on the other side. There we go. From here, I'm going to step 2 feet in open parallel. I'm going to pull through the belly button to roll up. The arms are going to continue that gorgeous line. Oh, it's like a beautiful lift up. Then we're going to release the arms down and jump back to the front. Those were 2 little jumps. And jump and jump. If you can point those feet and get them to that nice extension, that's what we're after. Throw the tennis ball. Let's go the other way. Throw the tennis ball. Really push out that rib cage if you want to go for a bigger challenge, and you could do it on releve. Top of the foot, down to the knee. It's so quiet. Nothing should hurt, like bang on the floor or hurt you, and definitely no bruises. That will be your telltale tomorrow. Fingers in, fingers towards my knee, because that tells my body where to roll beautifully. Without that hand cue, I can roll backwards, forwards, wrong direction. This foot, now this is your abs, pushes me to here, rolls me up, opens me up. Then I release the arms and I jump to the front. We need to do that again, but I would like to show you the other option for anyone who'd prefer not to go to the floor. Just for first few times you do this lesson, and then you might graduate to that if you wish. Throw the tennis ball, place the arms here, and that foot, see how I've not gone to the floor, is going to still turn me backwards to here. Then I will roll up, release my arms, and jump and jump. Over the top, place the foot, then I might want to pick that foot up again just so my footwork is correct, and roll it up, bring the arms through, and jump and jump. Okay? Now, if you're going to do the standing version, I will always be doing the floor. So you make sure that you've got in your head, that's right, I'm going to stand only. And it's really just what we would call a 3-point turn reversing, meaning backward turn. Yes, a backward turn. Otherwise, we're mostly going to be down onto our knee if you can manage that. Let's do that whole sequence on the knee. If you're choosing upright, you do that now as well. Ready? Tennis ball over, roll around, roll it up, swing the arms, jump the feet. Tennis ball, roll around, roll it up, swing the arms, jump the feet. When we go to music, there's going to be a 2-count break at around about that point, and then after that, we're going to combine the 2 sections. Let's have a little practice of that, because that is where we start to, really work with having to remember complex choreography versus completely easily repeatable things. So, you know that this was our beginning sequence. 2, 3, we swing and swing, catch. Now throw the tennis ball. Throw and roll or turn. Roll up through the body like a tree. Swing the arms down and 2 little jumps. Let's start again. Going back. So you see that it does repeat, but it's now longer. And down to the knee, releve that for more experienced. Bend, circle, catch at the heart. Throw the tennis ball. You can do your 3-point reverse turn or the butt roll, and draw up through your body like a tree. Swing the arms down, jump and a jump. Now it's time to do that to music. So it's one thing to learn movement and feel super comfortable. Then we layer on the music. And in my experience, that's when the brain starts to go all sorts of different directions. I would highly recommend, if this is challenging enough, just enjoy doing it to music. Go back, do it with me again. Rewind, do it with me again, and get to your comfort place with it. This is the one step just before learning a dance. So progressions are super important, all right? Take your time with this. We're going to put it to music. So the introduction to this is a little hard to hear, and it surprises me. So you and I, let's see if we can catch the beginning beat. Here it comes, ready for lunge. Up, 2, up, here comes the retire, a down, down, chest, change, 1, up, 2, up, 3, retire, a down, down, chest, other side, 2 more each, 1 more each really, isn't it? Retire, a down, down, last one, keep your core on the whole time, yes? Retire, down, down, tennis ball, throw, and a roll or a turn, roll up, open the arms, jump and a jump, throw, roll around or turn, draw up through the tree. You've got 2 counts to wait, 1, 2. Combine them now. Here comes the retire. Here comes the tennis ball. That's it, nice work. And roll it up. Other side, lunge. Push off that back foot. Find your length and strength. Throw the tennis ball. Roll it up. And down. Lunge it back. Retire. Sweep the floor. Throw the tennis ball. Roll it up. Last set. Keeping those abs nice and strong for me, please. Throw the tennis ball. We roll it up. Now we've got 8 counts to gather ourselves. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Here we go. Now you could keep taking a break if you're finding this is just a bit much at the moment, or join in when you're ready. This is really just bonus time, to be honest, while we wait for the beats. We're going to sweep the floor. Here it comes, all together. Great. So join back in if you needed a longer break. We're coming in for the last 2 sets. Throw the tennis ball. Roll up through the trunk of the tree. And again. Great. Beautiful work. Roll it up. And now we're going to breathe. Gorgeous. So you could take a little break in that little bit that I said, because quite often the standing to the floor is where the heart rate goes up and down, yeah? Well, actually just goes up. You come down to the floor, you come back up, and if we're doing that enough times, you'll find the heart rate really, really lifts. So that section where I said you could pause for longer, totally. Now there was one little moment there, I'm not sure if you caught it, you probably did if you're very astute. I actually took my arms up like the real contemporary sequence instead of to my chest. Totally up to you if you want to follow me on that, or place them on the chest, which is the actual choreography, all right? Now that is a big tick to your progression, so we move on to the dance. Very standard to a dance class. We've got our warm-up section, which we've done beautifully. We have a progression, and quite often there could be a handful of progressions, and then we move on to a dance. As I mentioned before, the progression part is often predictable. Your right side, your left side, your left side, your right side. It makes a lot of sense and it's in a pattern. Often a dance isn't, and that's truly where the brain pathways can go a bit cross, not sure where you're going. So this is the bit to really take your time with, rewind, fast forward, whatever you need to do, and make sure you feel super comfortable with it before it goes to music. I will teach it to you nice and slowly, once again with modifications, to either add value on or to reduce it a little if we don't want to go down to the floor for the knees, or if we want to make things slightly easier. So this dance starts actually very, very fast to the music. I'll be running to get to position. I'm going to start in my first parallel, closed feet. The back of my wrist comes up. Then the front of my hand, like I'm holding a cup of tea, comes into my belly. And you can see that my belly is just scooped out of its way. Whoosh. Then my other arm, back of the arm. And then it's going to cut into my tummy. Now, all I'm doing with my body is getting out of the hand's way. At the same time, you kind of notice it does a bit of a loop with those hips. Not big at all. We breathe in 1, 2, down, 3, 4, up. 1, 2, down, 3, 4. Now let's do both arms. 1, 2, 2 cups of tea, 3, 4. You're going to draw back on that right leg in your beautiful lunge back. You're going to toss the arms forward and place the foot across the other one. All right? Now, to start this dance, we were able to do a beautiful repeat of right to left, then a double arm, which is so nice, because the rest of it is about to become unpredictable, non-repeating. So once we are here with our beautiful leg crossed in front, I want you to try the swivel turn first. We swivel around the corner, yeah? Now, In Lyrical, you can actually wear socks, bare feet, jazz shoes, ballet shoes. We're very blessed in Lyrical that you can wear whatever you like for your footwear, but you just got to make sure it's not slippery or sticky. Here, you really want to have that nice smooth element because we're about to lift the leg up and cross it again, okay? We released the arms. As we do that turn, helicopter blades is really what I'm thinking there, yeah? They're going to help me turn. And the reason that we want those arms out, they've wound me up. My legs are wound up, my arms are wound up. Passe retire into a lunge back, all right? So that terminology there is passe, so we're just passing through what is a retire position, all right? So I'm in my wound up. I lift my arms up and over towards the knee. I bring that leg back down, and then I release my left leg out to our lunge. Give me another one, but this time to retire. Retire. Now, for initial version of this, hands on your hips, step, hop essentially is what I'm going to do. All right? I'm going to pause there because that is a lot of choreography. I want you to be able to tick off the first section, which is just the arms that do repeat. So we go up, sweep it in, up, sweep it in, all beautiful flowy arms, up, sweep it in, then from here, lunge back, cross it over, helicopter turn. Sweep those arms around, place your weight on the left leg, passe retire with the right, and come back. Now you know these moves, and forward, and back, and forward. The next step is actually, I'll show it to you, step and over with the arms, but you can, if you wish, if you're like, Dale, this is just like all too much, hands on hips, yeah? Step and hop. If you're comfortable and you are from here, sweep the arms, step, hop. We want this leg, our right leg, to come back and pull us up to here. You need to feel up, up, up. You can rise it if you wish, because we're about to butt roll. Please don't feel overwhelmed. This is exactly the point where it's like, so much choreography. And if you're feeling like you've really got this, then you listen to when I'm giving you the extension on a move, okay? Let's go again, feet here. If you don't like your feet being that close, a loose parallel is also just fine. Nice and stable, abs are on, that's your core, your powerhouse. We reach up, we bring it in, cup of tea, we reach it up, we bring it in, cup of tea, we reach it up, we bring it in, cup of tea, lunge back, come forward, drizzle the backs of the hands down the front of the screen. Helicopter turn and passe retire, lunge lift up, lunge lift retire, step over. Now you could see that I actually kind of did a bit of an over-the-top développé of my leg there from this. There is time to give that action, and hands on hips if you wish. Then step out of there and reach up. Consider that part one, all right? That's what you might want to now rewind and go over part one a few times. We're now moving on to part two, which is our butt roll. This is what we already know how to do, sink down through that center line. Fingers to show me which way I'm going to roll. I come around. As I come up, I'm going to go through my plie, my hand, all right? Technically, phrase-wise, from here, this is actually 5, 6, 7, 8. We could really call that the end of section 1 if you want to just break it up to there. And anyone who is doing the turn from here, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right? Let's break it there because that's going to make a lot more sense. You'll hear the music change a little to kind of some super cool beats now. That's part 1. One more time, part 1, and then we'll go to part 2. Up, bring it in. Left arm, bring it in. 2 arms, bring it in. Lunge back, soften the hands. Helicopter turn. From here, passe retire. Lunge, lift, lunge, knee. Step, hop, and up we come. That was 1, 2, 3, 4. We go 5, 6, stand 7, 8. Now we're only just getting up to start part 2. You'll only just be getting to here. I'm going to use my elbow to pass through this position. Yes, so I've got my blade hand that I've talked to you about earlier in the lesson. I'm going to use my elbow to come up. Then my feet come into parallel, up, down. I'm going to grab a piece of string, pull my knee, pull my knee. Very different feel. Everything's head flow. Now we've kind of got this sort of hip hop vibe happening right here. Very small one. Elbow, up, down, pull, pull, and then from here you're going to do what I call a rocking horse jump. Just watch it first. Out, out. Yeah? Now you can go out, out on the other leg. It actually doesn't matter. We need to just land in our plie. I like to go via this side. You could go that side first. And all that happens is I jump up and I land down to here. So it goes. And one, I'm going to use my right hand and right knee, fold them in, arms up, stand up. So let's do that all again from part 2. Plie, up, down, pull, pull. Now you notice I'm not really giving you any counts. We will refine that as we go through, all right? So plie and down, pull, pull, rocking horse, turn, arms, and they're just to 90 degrees, up. A 1, 2, down. A 1, 2 from here, up. So that's a bit of that, isn't it? Here we go. So from up here, up, up, down. And that's 3 arm actions, 1, 2, 3. And I go down on my number 3. 1, 2, 3. A 1, 2. I've got my knee chasing my elbow. 3. And I'm going to call it up, up, down, a down, down, up. Ready? Up, up, down, a down, down, up. Beautiful. And of course, it just feels like we're ready to do a throw the tennis ball moment, isn't it? Throw the tennis ball, butt roll around, and come up. Now, warning, that is like super fast. So only do that if your abs are really lifted and you're very confident with the butt rolls now. I would highly recommend, if you're like, yeah, Dale, I don't know if I've really got that butt roll, definitely do one of those, okay, to get us across. That's up to you. I'm going to do the full version, but I will remind you as we do it when we do it to music. So we have just done part 2. Elbow, up, down, knee, knee, rocking horse, turn, elbows lifted up, 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 down, 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 up. Throw the tennis ball, roll around. Feels slow now, right? But it's not. Here comes your last section. So you've got to give yourself a little pat on the back if you're learning choreography for the first time or the first early stages. It is a lot to take on board. So this is super important for your brain. Anyone who's ever learnt music and then goes back in their adult years to relearn, wonders how on earth they used to read all of that, all the manuscripts, just remember your brain needs a bit of time to carve the pathways of learning for movement. Very much the same. Here's our last bit. It's quite easy, really. 2 options. I'm going to go from my standing up. I'm going to turn in with my arms to here. I'm going to, actually, that's not right. We've got 2 slices to do first. I'm going to do 2 slices. This was the option. You can slice 1, slice 2 blades. Slicing the air. Slide that foot in. Slide that foot in. It's super fast, so it's going to go like this. Slide, slide. But what if you didn't do the arms? Slide, slide. And I just keep them pretty much lightly touching my thighs. Slide, slide. Doing what we call the fondue or the plie as we land. Now the arm is up to you. Slide, slide. It all comes from here. They are your ribbons. We now turn around. You come forward and heart. And this is the reason why our hands have had to go to the heart in our progression for time in our dance. We slice it out, out, turn around, sweep it down, sweep it up, heart. And at this point here, you are ready to start the whole thing again. Congratulations, you've just finished your dance. That's a lot of choreography. I want to back us up to, I'm calling that part 3, that last bit, all right? We stood up after the butt roll and we're about to do our slices. Let's do that again and then we'll go through 1, 2, and 3 with counts. Ready? Slice, slice, or no arms if you prefer. Up, Sweep, sweep, heart. Slice, slice, turn. Sweep, sweep, heart. 3 is really easy, isn't it? Really? Well, short is what it is. Okay, let's try some counts. I apologize if I'm a bit off because I'm such a word person. We go. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is part 1. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Helicopter turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Back 7, 8. Reach and back. I've just dropped my counts already. Up, step, hop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Aren't I terrible? I just stopped counting right in the middle of it. Anyway, let's carry on to part 2. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8. We're going to turn it in. Arms up, 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 down, 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 up. Throw your tennis ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Part 3. Look at that. You're at part 3 already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold 8. We start again. 4 times in a row. That's not usual for a dance to repeat. That's more like a dance like progression done 4 times. But for the sake of us being able to practice it to the whole length of the music, we'll do it 4 times through now. Now, just remember, take your time. If you want to sit out and just pause on one of our run-throughs of the 4, just pause, check things, watch things, and then join in when we get up to another round as we go. So let's get our bodies ready. Your choice, here or here. Now, as I said, the music starts really quickly. You'll see me walking in, lifting my arm up. All right, just make sure you're aware of that. You're already static. And here we go.
But you never loved someone.
Bring the arm in,
But you never loved
up,
somebody like I just did.
in,
But
2
you always
arms,
hurt the ones.
in,
Hurt the ones you
lunge,
see so deep in love
pause.
with. You don't know nothing, nothing,
Up,
nothing, nothing. You
back,
don't know what
up,
it feels
retire,
like.
hop,
Baby, I'm hurting, hurting,
lift it up.
hurting.
Here
You
comes
don't
part
even
2.
ask why I'm staying up all night. I haven't
Rocking
since you came into
horse.
my life. Why I'm drinking all
Up,
the
up, down,
time.
in, up. Throw the tennis ball. Slice, slice, turn around. Other side. Drop the arms if you wish. All right, we're going to start again. Here we go. 2 arms. Lunge it back. Helicopter turn. Passe. Lunge and lunge up. Step hop and lift. Butt roll or turn. Part 2. Up, up, down, 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 up. Tennis ball or turn. Slice. Other way. No arms if you want. Let's start again. Breathe.
You tell me that you care for me, but I don't think it's true.
2 arms.
You say I'm all you got,
Lunge it back.
baby, all you got is you.
Helicopter.
You promise me you're
Passe.
everything, but never see it through. I don't think you
Step
do
hop.
love me. If you think
Butt
you
roll.
wouldn't hurt me
Part 2.
this way, this way.
Rocking horse knee. Arms up. Up, up, down. Down, down, up. Throw the tennis ball.
No way,
No arms if you wish.
no way, no way, no way, no way.
Last time.
You tell me that you care for me, but I
Let those
don't
arms
think
fly.
it's true.
They're like calligraphy in the air.
You got, but baby, all you got is you. You promise me you're everything, but never see it through. I don't think you truly love me. If you
Roll.
did, you wouldn't hurt
Part
me.
2.
This way, this way, this way.
Up, up, down, 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 up, throw.
This way.
Last section.
No way, no way.
Other side.
No way, no way.
Breathe. So good. Take a moment to breathe. Grab a sip of water right now. Well, that brings us to the end of the lesson. Didn't that just go fast? Now, there are two possibilities here. You're overwhelmed, or you're right on and want a bit more challenge. I'm going to suggest if you're overwhelmed, sit on this lesson for a little while. I know I do. When I go in and do a lesson that I'm really racing to keep up with the movement, I just go, great, let me just do that lesson 5 times this week. Get it in your body, and before you know it, you're dancing like Dale. And then over here, if you need a little bit more of a challenge, have a listen whenever I've referenced go on to rise there. You can take things to a jump. You could take your tennis ball to a jump. If you have facility and you know where there's some moments where you could challenge yourself more, pop them in as well. Quite often, a beginner's class brings you right back to your fundamentals and can be just as challenging. No matter what it is, I hope you had an awesome time because I sure did. See ya.